Imagine stepping outside, it's absolutely pouring rain, but your solar panels, they're still working, still generating electricity. Sounds a bit like science fiction, doesn't it? Well, today we're doing a deep dive into exactly that technology, panels that can turn rainfall into power. We've got this really fascinating white paper here. Rain-powered solar for Memphis, a graphene solution. And our mission today is to explore how this, emerging tech could really change the game for renewable energy, especially in places with weather like Memphis.
Absolutely. What's really exciting is digging into the mechanics of it all. How does it actually work? And what are the implications for places that get, well, unpredictable weather? Why is it such a potentially valuable step towards, more consistent energy?
Right. And speaking of Memphis, the paper really digs into the specific challenges that city faces with solar. I mean, adoption is definitely gaining traction there. A standard home system, maybe 5 kilowatt, costs around $16,000 before incentives, so it's getting more accessible. But it's not always sunny skies, is it?
No, definitely not. And that variability is key here. Traditional panels in Memphis, well, their output can plummet in the winter, sometimes by over 60% compared to the summer months.
60%? Wow.
Yeah. And it's not just the seasons. Think about heavy rain, severe storms. Memphis gets its share, including tropical systems recently. Those conditions, they can slash the output of regular panels down to maybe just 10 or 25% of their capacity.
Okay, so that creates huge gaps, right? Especially if your home is really counting on that solar
Oh, yeah,
power.
exactly. Huge gaps. Very unreliable during those periods.
So how do we fix that? This is where the paper gets really interesting. It talks about Chinese scientists developing a solution using graphene-coated solar cells. Now, this is just an atom-thick layer of carbon. How on earth does that turn rain into electricity?
It's pretty ingenious, actually. And it's
Well,
not just any graphene. It's treated so it's rich in electrons. Now, raindrops naturally contain positive ions, things like calcium, sodium, ammonium, tiny amounts, but they're there. So when these raindrops, with their positive ions, hit that electron-rich graphene layer, well, something really neat happens. It creates what they call a pseudocapacitor.
a pseudocapacitor.
Yeah, think of it like a tiny temporary battery that forms right there on the panel's surface. The positive ions in the water interact with the electrons in the graphene. That interaction generates an electrical current.
Huh. And is it, like, enough current to actually be useful?
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Strong enough to produce usable electricity. And get this, the paper mentions these panels can even be sort of flipped, meaning they can still generate some power just from ambient light when it's cloudy, but not actually raining.
That is incredible. So it's dual function, really, sunlight and rain. The paper does say they're still in development, and the cost might be, what, 20–30% higher initially?
That's the estimate, yeah. Higher upfront cost than traditional systems.
But performance-wise, how does that stack up for, say, a homeowner in Memphis?
Well, think about the bigger picture. These rain-powered panels keep producing significantly during rainstorms. That's exactly when traditional panels basically shut down or come close to it.
Right.
So for a city like Memphis, which already has neighborhoods adopting solar, the paper mentions Wolf River Bluffs, where homes have small 2-kilowatt systems. This graphene tech could be a really powerful upgrade. Think about reliability during those frequent Memphis rain events.
Okay, I see. So instead of the power cutting out during a storm, these panels could keep generating.
Potentially, yes. It could help homes stay powered, maybe even reduce strain on the grid during outages. And Memphis has seen big outages affecting hundreds of thousands.
So let's bring it back to the listener. What does this all mean for your energy future, for climate resilience?
It offers a really compelling path forward, especially for consistent energy in tricky climates. Yes, the initial cost is higher, but that dual generation capability, it promises a potentially better, more reliable return on investment, particularly in a place like Memphis that gets lots of sun and lots of rain. It could make cities like that ideal spots for early adoption, pushing towards a more resilient grid.
So we've dug into how this rain-powered solar using graphene could really offer consistent energy, even when the weather isn't cooperating.
It's definitely still emerging tech, not something you can buy off the shelf tomorrow. But it really paints a picture of a future where energy generation isn't just about clear blue skies.
Yeah, it's a great reminder that innovation is always finding these surprising ways to harness the elements all around us.
Which does make you wonder, doesn't it? What other natural phenomena, things we see every day, do you think could be the next unexpected source of renewable energy?